Hi guys, this is Meelu. Welcome back to my channel Storytale. I know it has been a very long time since I've put up my last video, but things have been a little bit crazy in the month of July. I didn't actually get much time to actually shoot any videos, but anyway, I am back with a monthly TBR, which is kind of new for me. I have never done a monthly TBR before. I have done a Christmas TBR, which was kind of fun, and I love reading all the books. But in that scenario, I was kind of pretty sure that I was gonna read all those books. But with monthly TBRs, I'm not that sure because I always end up changing my mind. I set out a list of books that I want to read in a particular month, but somehow I end up not doing that. I always end up reading something that I actually like or feel like doing at that time. But this month I think I'm gonna be doing things a little bit differently. I am gonna try and stick to my TBR. That is why I'm making this video, so that I can stick to my TBR, and let's see if I can do that or not. So now, without wasting any more time, let's see what are the books that I'm gonna read in the month of August. So the first book that I want to read is a very popular book. People have been crazy about this book. I have read so many good reviews about this book, about the story and everything. That is why I wanted to give it a try. The book is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing the surname wrong, but that is again my gist. For me, it has a very interesting premise, and the best thing about this is the synopsis actually does not reveal much. I do not like to know more about the story before reading the book, to be honest. I just like a glimpse of it, and from its synopsis, it is actually hard to tell what kind of story this book is gonna be. I am a few pages in, so I know a little bit about it. Actually, even the beginning, it's just amazing how it starts. I love how it began, but I want to give a trigger warning here. This book can be difficult for some people because it has a lot of talk of suicide. So if that is something is triggering for you, I do not think you should pick it up. Even though by the end I think it's gonna get better, but still, if topic of suicide is triggering for you, be careful when you pick up this book. I'm gonna read a little bit of synopsis to give you what the book is all about. Between life and death, there is a library, and within that library, the shelves go on forever. Every book provides a chance to try another life you could have lived, to see how things would be if you had made other choices. Would you have done anything different if you had the chance to undo your regrets? This kind of story, I think, is not something new, but I still want to see how that topic is held in this book. I have never read any other books of Matt Haig, but I do really have high hopes for this one because this has been a bestseller, and this has been favorite book of I think 2020 for so many people. So of course I want to give it a try, and let's see how it goes. The next book that I want to read is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. I have been meaning to read this book for a very long time. I really love the cover of this book. It's just so pretty, and it's not a big book. It has like I don't know, 250 or 300 pages. It's not a long book. I can finish it in a day or two. I am more actually fascinated by the premise of this book. I have been in love with historical fiction ever since I've read Four Winds. I love that book, and this too has historical fiction in it. I'm not so sure which era, to be honest. Maybe medieval England or something, or maybe 15th or 16th century England. I'm not so sure because I've not read this book yet, but I do want to give historical fiction another try because I did love the premise of it in The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, and I am a little bit intrigued by the word apothecary. I have known this word for a very long time, and I know it has something to do with potions and spells or something. I'm not so sure this book has witches or not because it is not listed as a fantasy book. I just think maybe this is about people who practice apothecary. I'm not so sure. So I'm just going to read a little bit of synopsis so that you can have a little bit of idea what this book is all about. A female apothecary secretly dispenses poisons to liberate women from the men who have wronged them, setting three lives across centuries on a dangerous collision course. Rule number 1. The poison must never be used to harm another woman. Rule number 2. The names of the murderer and her victim must be recorded in the apothecary's register. Okay, so this book does feel like a little bit feminist, something about women empowerment. It is an interesting premise, so let's see if I like it or not. The next book on my TBR list is the book that I should have read a long time ago, especially after finishing the series Six of Crows. because I was so much intrigued by the characters, the storyline, and everything. I should have read it then, but then again I didn't get much time to read it. That is why I want to finish it by the end of August so that I can pick up the latest series, which is Rule of Wolves. And the book that I'm talking about, if you have not guessed it already, is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. I do not have to give you much synopsis of this book. If you have read Six of Crows or if you have read Shadow and Bone trilogy, you already know about this book. This book follows Nikolai, who is my favorite character of all time, and his kingdom Ravka. He is now the new ruler of this place, and after the events of Shadow and Bone trilogy, of course there are so many things that is different in Ravka now. Maybe the first and second army have reunited, or I do not know, there's a civil war or something. So that is the journey that we are going to follow in the King of Scars. I think there's a something about Zoya in this book, and maybe Nikolai and Zoya are meant to be together. I'm not so sure. I've heard a little bit or read somewhere a little bit, so I'm not so sure. I'm really interested about that because I did like Zoya in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, so of course I want to see her with Nikolai. I do not know how well they're going to be paired up, so let's see if that works for me or not. But anyway, I'm really excited about this book, and let's see if I finish it this month or not. The next thing on my TBR list is basically a trilogy. There are going to be 3 books that I'm going to be reading. The series is Serpent and Dove trilogy by Shelby Morin. I have been meaning to read this series for a very long time again, because this series again is one of the most popular books on TikTok, Reels, YouTube, everywhere. I have seen the books and the cover almost everywhere, and people again have raved about this book. Yes, there are some mixed feelings about the series, but still I want to give it a try because I have not been that disappointed from the popular books. I have actually loved them and enjoyed them. That is why I wanted to give this series a try too. From what little I know, this is about a witch and a witch hunter. So this is gonna be again an enemies to lover kind of a thing, which I actually enjoy a lot. I especially loved it in the Cruel Prince series, so of course I'm looking forward to that in this series too. I'm again gonna read a little bit of synopsis so that you can have a little bit of idea what the series is all about. Bound as one to love, honor or burn, 2 years ago Louis LeBlanc fled her coven and took shelter in the city of Caesarine, forsaking all magic and living off whatever she could steal. There, witches like Lou are hunted, they are feared, and they are burned. Sworn to the church as a Chaucer, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that word wrong, Reed Diggory has lived his life by one principle: thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. His path was never meant to cross with Lou's, but a wicked stunt forces them into an impossible reunion, holy matrimony. The war between witches and church is an ancient one, and Lou's most dangerous enemies bring a fate worse than fire. Unable to ignore her growing feelings, yet powerless to change what she is, a choice must be made. And love makes fool of us all. Isn't that true? But anyway, it does seem like an interesting premise. It is something to do with church who are hunting witches and burning them, which is not a unique premise to be honest, but still I think Shelby has done something unique with it. That is why people are loving it so much, so of course I want to give it a try. The last and the final book is coming in July, so of course I have little bit of time to finish the first 2 books before picking up the last book. I'm really excited about this one, so let's see again how this one goes. So of course all the books that I've listed so far are gonna have their dedicated video. Some are gonna be with spoilers and some are gonna be with not spoilers. So if you want to see my reviews on these books, do not forget to hit subscribe and click that bell icon if you want to get notified of my future videos. But the last book on my TBR list is not gonna have any dedicated video, because this book I'm gonna read only for my pleasure, because I wanted to read this book for a very long time and people already know about this story. They have loved it for centuries now, so there's nothing new I'm gonna talk or say about this. So this book is not gonna have any dedicated video. The book is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Of course you know about this story, everyone knows about this story. There are so many renditions, there's just so many books and everything, and I want to read this because I just want to read this. I really love this play, especially love the dialogues, which I do not know 1/3 understand, just a little bit, because it is an old English which I do not know much about. But anyway, I have been meaning to read this for a very long time. That is why I'm going to read it, and this is only going to be for my pleasure. That is it, guys. That was my TBR list for the month of August. I know there were not many books, but I'm gonna keep it low only because again, what happens if I change my mind in the middle of the month? That is why I have kept the list very short. I think I've listed 6 to 7 books, which is I think more than many people read in a month. So that is again going to be a challenge for me, but let's see if I overcome that or not. I've really enjoyed sharing my TBR with you guys, and if you have liked this video, do give it a thumbs up, and of course do not forget to subscribe and click that bell icon. Until next time, see you.